Welcome back to Betley Park. Lovely to see you again. Thank you, first of all, to everybody who voted for us for CL of the Year from CAMC, Caravan and Motorhome Club. We have been shortlisted for an award for Certificated Location of the Year, and we're incredibly grateful to everybody that's voted and supported us. It's been a long time coming, and Joe and I are very happy. She's currently in Turkey celebrating our shortlisting while leaving me here to do all the work. Luckily, I have two fabulous people coming to help me. That's Pixie, or in fact that's Poppy up there, and inside that is Pixie, and this in here, Unimpressed Jeff. You may know him from YouTube. I'll link him below. Real name Aid, and that's what I will call him if you get confused about two different names. Anyway, we are here and we are putting in solar panels, an MPPT controller, some Wi-Fi, and control for the lights in here, which were on solar before, but they had a light sensor and were basically rubbish because they didn't come on until it was pitch black, and that's not really what you want in a campsite. So installing solar, MPPT, Wi-Fi and light controls. Here we go. First job is solar panels, marking them up. We're going to bond them to the roof and also rivet them. Is that right?
Yeah, you're not really supposed to drill solar panels.
But we're going to
We're going to anyway, yeah.
Okay, good. All right, job number one, after drilling the holes in the solar panels, is to attach them to our hot tin roof. We are going to rivet them on. Why are we riveting it?
Because otherwise the wind will get under them and tear them to pieces.
Yeah. This is what's called doing it properly.
You could just stick them on and it would probably be okay, but
it'll probably be okay. I think
it'll take longer, and I'm billing you by the hour.
I've been promoted to drill man. Nothing can go wrong here. I feel like that's not going.
You're ever so gentle.
What? Hang on a sec.
There you go. Right, here we go. It doesn't like you much, does it?
One fucking job. They are bonded, adhered, and also riveted to protect them from the wind. And job one is done. The solar panels are now on the roof. Now we go on to job number two, which is running the wires along the top and inside to the hideaway. And then we've got a box here, just there, which has got the battery inside it, MPPT controller in there, 12 volt USB charging points inside that box as well.
We've got a regular blade fuse distribution fuse box, a main neg connector and a main pos connector. I've got it upside down, for whatever reason they're normally the other way up, but what we're actually going to use is we're going to ignore this main pos in here. We're actually going to use these for ins and outs. Very often you'll see people connect like a diesel heater and lighting circuits and USB and all that sort of caper to them, and that's absolutely fine, and this going back to the battery. But actually what we're going to do is we're going to connect the battery into that top one there, where I'm putting a fuse at the moment, and that means if you need to isolate the battery for whatever reason, you just pull that fuse out, and that's the job done. And it saves, on such a small system, it saves having a load of crap everywhere. So we'll just have blade fuse, so it'll be an in, so where this says battery on here, so it says PV plus and minus, and then it says battery plus and minus. Those won't actually go to the battery, they'll go to this, and so they will serve as a charging position, a charging circuit, and then everything else will be discharging circuits.
That's exactly why he's doing this and not me, because I would have just plugged it in the easy way because that's what it said in the instructions. But this is actually protecting it, looking after it, and making it probably a little bit more suitable for a public campsite. So we've got the lights here. The wiring is done around the back, all down there. We just got to connect the lights up, and then that is running down here to the back of the box, which is in there, with the MPPT in it. We have bonded over the last few days, but someone's just asked for a reach around. Sorry, what was that?
I just wondered if you could give me a reach around.
6 glands putting in the wires. There is 2 going to the battery, 2 going to the solar panels, and these 2 will control the lights.
So solar charge cables, the solar panels connect into this box, and then they'll leave this box and go into this board here, and this is where everything else connects in as well. So the lighting controller that I'm wiring in at the moment, and the USB sockets that go in the front of this board will all wire in there. So that's the hub. Everything goes in there. Everything that gets connected up here is fused. So if ever there's a problem, somebody plugs something into one of the USB sockets and it's got a damaged cable or whatever, the worst that will happen is it'll blow the fuse. Whereas if it went directly to the battery, you've got all the power in that battery that could wreak havoc on any one of the devices, and that would not be top of the pops. Hang on, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the fuse out.
Take the fuse out, okay.
And if I've done it right, we should get a little red indicator light.
Okay.
Yes, which means I've got a circuit. So I turn it back off again. Jam this fuse in, of which it is the correct value. It's not just like a random fuse.
And there we go, just like that. It is done. The board is complete. The fuses are in place. The solar panels coming into the MPPT. That's put in the charge. In fact, it's not, because the battery's actually full and it's running the lights. So all the charge is going down into that battery. Just got to tidy it all up, put it back in the box properly, and we are good to go. Final part of this job here at Betley Park was to put Wi-Fi in, and we've done it on the cheap, but actually it's working rather well. So what we've got here is a scaffold pole that we found in the garden into a scaffold base that we also found in the garden, which has been very lovingly painted black. Then we've got 2 external aerials. One is receiving the 4G and one is broadcasting the 4G, and then that connects down into this box on the back of our hookup point, and in there is a router which I'll link below. It's got a it's actually a 5G SIM, but it's a 4G router. Working on 3 up here, it was the best value package, and actually the difference between EE and 3 was pretty marginal. We're getting about 10 meg according to speed tests, but actually when you're using it in practice it seems to be really effective. So we've got 5 motorhomes in right now, and they're all on the Wi-Fi, they're all using it and no problem. So yeah, scaffold, 2 aerials, 1 box, 1 router, job done. So that's another box ticked here at Betley Park. We have lights that work when we want them to, rather than when the PIR wanted them to. We have Wi-Fi, which is working fantastically. It's working so well, in fact, that the first 7 days of Wi-Fi on the site, our lovely campers managed to use 90 gigabytes of data. Goodness knows what they're doing with it, but that's working really well. And thank you to Jeff and Pixie, who came along to help do the installation. Jeff, you are quite literally a genius. Even if you did wind me up over that drill, I owe you one for that, my friend. And we'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. 7th of October, Vantoberfest. We'll see you in Essex. Otherwise, take care.